What's up, YouTube? It's Josh back here from Inside Wrestling Truth, and today we're going to continue our Survivor Series review. We did 1988 last night, so today we're going to do 1989. I'm going to be doing the reviews of the first 10 Survivor Series just to let people know what epic events these were when they began. Survivor Series used to be a really big deal. You don't really see that anymore, but who knows? Maybe one day again we'll see. But yeah, Survivor Series 1989 from Chicago, Illinois. Now, the first match. This is the first year of the Survivor Series where they start having names for the teams. And the first match is the Enforcers versus the Dream Team. In this one on the Enforcers, we had Big Boss Man, Bad News Brown, the Model Rick Martel, and Honky Tonk Man versus the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Tito Santana, and Terry Taylor, Red Rooster. Great match from the opening. It was very good. In this match, two things happened that happened the year before. Bad News Brown, of course, he left his team. Another thing that happened is, if you remember Survivor Series 88, Boss Man handcuffed Hogan. Well, in this one, he handcuffed Dusty Rhodes after the match and just beat the shit out of him with the nightstick. Man, I mean, wah, drilled him. And then Beefcake came in with some hedge clippers. And, of course, Boss Man ran away. It was a really good match, though. I really enjoyed it. I thought, a lot of times, I'm not a real big fan of Beefcake because a lot of times his matches can be stale. Not compared to today's guys, but anyway, the match was really good. I really liked it. The Dream Team won the match. The survivors were Dusty Rhodes and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. After the match, Boss Man cut a fucking badass promo. He was coked out on pills or something because he was going nuts. Him and Reverend Slick. But an awesome match, really. I mean, there's some really talented wrestlers in that match. But after that, we go to, like I said, the Boss Man interview. Then we go to some more interviews. Mean Gene interviews the 4x4s, which is a team. It's a team, Hacksaw Jim Duggan's team. And they cut a pretty silly promo, and they all got 2x4s or whatever. And then that's the next match, which really surprised me. It was the King's Court versus the 4x4s. The King's Court was this is when he was the Macho King, Randy Savage, Greg Valentine, Dino Bravo, and the Survivor Series debut of Earthquake's big ass. And they would take on Jim Duggan, Bret the Hitman Hart, Ronnie Garvin, and Hercules. Now, this to me, I thought, when I read it, there's really only two names on there that really the Hammer can go. He's a hell of a wrestler, but the one thing that I loved about this match was watching Savage and Bret Hart work. I thought they did excellent. There's not a lot of matches where you see them working each other, but it was an awesome match. Even with the names there, guys that aren't great wrestlers like Dino Bravo and Earthquake, and Hercules wasn't really very good either, but very good match. Macho Man, Earthquake, and Dino Bravo were the sole survivors. And then after this match, Duggan kind of grabs a 2x4 and starts smacking the shit out of all of them. Pretty funny shit. Once again, another good match. And in this Survivor Series, if you remember before my reviews, in 87 and 88, they had the big tag team. The big tag team Survivor Series match. They didn't have one in 89. But they might have took the tag team match away, but in my opinion, the matches that they had on the card for this Survivor Series were very good. Very good. After that, we have Mean Gene in the locker room checking on Dusty Rhodes. It's a real short segment. Then we go up to the, if you remember back in the day in the WWE where the wrestlers come out, and over to the side there's a stage where Mean Gene used to always do the interviews. The Genius is there, and he reads us a poem, which is really goofy. Then we go on to another great match, a match that I thought should have been the main event, but it was in the middle of the card, which I didn't understand. The $1 Million Team versus the Hulkamaniacs. We got in this one, we got on the $1 Million Team, of course, we got Ted DiBiase, Powers of Pain, which is Warlord Barbarian, and Zeus, Debo, whatever you want to call him, was on this one. And their opponents were Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Demolition. This match started out slow, but then as it kept going, it ended up, in my opinion, being the best match of the night. I mean, it really went well. Straight from the beginning, Hogan and Zeus start the match out, and then Zeus chokes Hogan and pushes the referee about 7 times, and then he gets disqualified. Really good match. Of course, Demolition and Powers of Pain had a rivalry going on. And then it gets down to actually the $1 Million Man and the Powers of Pain. And it's because Demolition gets eliminated. And then we have Hogan and Jake the Snake versus them three. And actually, Ted DiBiase almost puts Hogan to sleep with the $1 Million Dream, but Jake the Snake breaks it up. Then the Power of Pain are beating down Jake the Snake, and they get disqualified. And then DiBiase eliminates Roberts. And then it's Hogan and DiBiase go at it. I mean, they're going at it good too, man. Really good. It's very interesting. There's even one part in the match where you can see DiBiase has Hogan up against the ropes, and you can see him telling him the spot. And they go into a back body drop. DiBiase does a back body drop to Hogan, and he pops up and he does and he beats DiBiase. But it is an awesome match. I love it, love it. Then we go to Sean Mooney interviewing Macho Man and Zeus. And they're talking about December 27th, which was a Saturday night main event in a steel cage, of what they were going to do to Beefcake and Hogan. Really, really crazy promo. I'll just leave it at that. Then Mean Gene is in the locker room. He interviews Hogan and Beefcake. And Hogan and Beefcake and Mean Gene are looking at the camera. And Sherry comes up from behind and throws powder in their face. And then Zeus and Macho Man come in and just start beating the shit out of them. Good heat, man. To let up for a good match for the steel cage. Then the next match, we have interviews from the Rude Brood, which is Rick Rude's team. And then we have an interview from Mean Gene with Rowdy's Roddies, where they're just nuts. They're eating turkey bones all over the fucking place and shit. The Bushwhackers are. It's crazy. But that's the next match. The Rudes Broods versus Rowdy's Rowdies. This was a match that when I seen who was in it, I didn't think it would be a good match at all. But it ended up being one of the more. It wasn't the best match, but it was the most probably entertainingest match on the night. Of course, we have the Rude Brutes versus Rowdies. We have Ravishing Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, and the Rougeau brothers, who they're kind of gayish maybe, but if you watch them close, they can wrestle. You know what I'm saying? And they battling Piper, Snuka, and the Bushwhackers. This was a pretty crazy match. The Bushwhackers kept biting Mr. Perfect's ass. I was like, what the fuck? It gets down to it. Everybody gets eliminated. The last two are Snuka and Perfect. And Perfect hits Snuka with the Perfect Plex. And it's a wrap. And that match is over. But a very entertaining match, man. Very entertaining match. Then we have Mean Gene interviewing. No, excuse me. After the match, Sean Mooney interviews the Rude Brood. And there's speculation of the Heenan family having troubles, and Rick Rude won't say shit. And then Mean Gene Okerlund interviews the Ultimate Warriors, which was very weird. You got the Ultimate Warrior, nutcase, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, nutcase, and the Rockers. And during the promo, like, Warrior is sitting here stroking the Anvil's beard. I don't know. But this was the main event. I'm probably going to get some heat for this, but I felt like this was the worst match of the night, and it was the main event. But let's get into it. It was the Heenan family versus the Ultimate Warriors. It was Andre the Giant, Haku, Arn Anderson. It was supposed to be the Brainbusters. Okay, let me break this story down to you. I know a lot of y'all know. It was supposed to be the Brainbusters, but totally earlier in the day, or maybe the night before, Tully Blanchard failed a cocaine test, and they didn't have nobody to put in there, so they put Bobby Heenan. You could at least put maybe the Brawler or somebody in there. Just stupid. But Bobby Heenan was on the team with Arn Anderson, and they fought the Ultimate Warrior, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and the Rockers. It just wasn't a really good match to me. I mean, the Rockers had some good moves in there. I mean, Anvil got eliminated right off the bat. Andre got eliminated first. He fell over the top rope and got counted out. So, I mean, what the fuck? The last two were Ultimate Warrior and Bobby Heenan. Of course, Warrior won. This match was all about Warrior. I was a Warrior fan when I was a kid, but just don't care for him anymore. I feel, in my personal opinion, that 1989 may have been the best Survivor Series ever. It's definitely the most. 88 and 89 are both very underrated. 89 may be the most underrated Survivor Series of all time. But yeah, that's my review for Survivor Series 1989. Tomorrow I'll have 1990 for you. Like I always say, get your money, pay your bills. Peace.